Mercedes Mone, the champ, is in the house. Champ, how you doing today?
Good, a little tired, but I'm ready to kick out and have so much fun here in New York.
Atta girl, yeah. So wait, so you guys had a show last night, and then obviously the big weekend coming up over at UBS. So, I mean, it's a whirlwind, and that's... You know, that's one thing about wrestling, even going back to the old day, and I'm an old wrestling fan like Hulk and those days, you know, back in the day.
Yeah.
It was more of a grind back then. It's more of a better lifestyle now, but it's still a grind for you guys, huh?
So they say, the old timers say we have it easier now, but it's still a grind. It's still get up, go to your flight, well, I don't have to do this. I don't have to get a rental car because my contract's right. But usually you have to usually get a rental car, drive 5 hours, go to the show, get into the rental car again, drive another 5 hours, go do live TV, then drive another 5 hours, then go home, pack, repack, go back on the road again.
God.
So yeah, that's a grind.
See, but to me, it does sound a little grindish to me, and I always thought this with the guys back in the day as well. So you're doing the grind here. How do you have the energy to then pump out 2 hours at the gym to look the way you have to look?
Because when you're on national television, you don't want nothing hanging. You don't want anything popping up on the sides. And you know, going to the gym protects your body. You need that muscle for when you take the bombs, when you take those hard hitting moves, like the muscle is what's going to protect you the most. So that's part of our routine of being the best. You have to be in the gym, you have to be in the ring training, you have to eat healthy, and you have to take care of your body. It's the recovery part is just as important as the training.
2 hours in the gym a day?
I do an hour and a half.
Okay.
2 hours is a little long. But if you could add 2 hours, if you include my yoga and the stretching and the recovery time, then yeah.
I do like 40 minutes, but it's not really working for me as well as it is for you so far.
You look good.
Oh, thanks. Look at
She's showing the guns.
Okay.
Look at her. She is pretty yoked there, Sal.
So this is an honest question for you, Mercedes.
Yep.
Like, I'm looking at you, and I'm thinking of another name.
Okay.
Because you're so like, that happens with wrestlers all the time, right? Like, I'm friends with one wrestler, Kurt Hawkins. Brian Myers is his real name, and then Kurt Hawkins. And like, you hang out, and I call him Brian. Other people call him Hulk or Kurt. It's so weird for me. Is it weird for you to have to, you know, not go by a name that you?
No, I love it. I love being able to go by my birth name, Mercedes, because in wrestling for 14 years, and really 10 years with WWE, I was so used to hearing the name Sasha all the time.
I wasn't sure we could say it.
I'm not Sasha. I wasn't born as Sasha. I don't own the name as Sasha, so I can't own that as a person. I can't be that as a person. I don't identify as her as a person. But Mercedes Mone, you know, went from a legit boss to a CEO, the bosses of all bosses. This is who I was born to be. I am a CEO in my life outside of wrestling. I'm a CEO inside of wrestling. And, you know, this is what I want to do. So it's the best.
All right. So tell us about this. All Elite Wrestling's Forbidden Door takes place this Sunday live from UBS Arena at Belmont Park. Tickets are available via Ticketmaster.com. The event's going to air live on pay-per-view. Yep. Are you excited about the new company, pay-per-view? Where are you at here in your career?
I am so excited. I love being part of AEW because there's just so many doors of opportunity for me, not only in wrestling, but outside of wrestling as well. I get to do so much more here. And this Sunday, I get to make history because not only is my title on the line, the opponent that I'm wrestling, Stephanie Valker, her title's on the line. So I have the chance to be a double champion.
Like the Ultimate Warrior.
Like the Ultimate Warrior, like so many. I was a double champion in WWE too.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm getting ready for the hashtag 2 belts Mone.
Look at that one belt. That belt is shiny. That thing is
the other one.
sweet.
The other one's purple.
Now this is the TBS
purple
championship.
like Grinda, Sal.
Yeah, this is the TBS championship. I won this in my in-ring debut at Double or Nothing against Willow Nightingale. And, yeah, I just love being the face of TBS.
No, listen, you do radiate the face. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, part of it is obviously the in-ring skill, the mic work, but you've got the whole package. I mean, you pop off the screen, and you seem to know it. And you're a pretty confident girl.
I mean, I should know it by doing this for 14 years now.
Yeah.
For me, I always wanted to be larger in life and wrestling, and now I get to do that, and I get to see little girls and little boys dress up as me. They either wear the wigs, the jewelry, because of this big and larger-than-life persona, so it's cool.
Were there I'm sorry, BT. Were there restrictions at the other company for you? Because you just talked about how the open opportunities. I know you do acting as well. You're in The Mandalorian. I'm sure some other stuff is going on. Were there restrictions with your contract in the other company that you couldn't do everything that maybe you'd want to do?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And that's definitely a big reason why I came to AEW. Even doing The Mandalorian was pulling teeth with the WWE to even try to get time off to film that show. So Tony said, whatever I need, if I need that private jet to go from, filming in LA to coming for shows, then it's available for me.
This is an inspiration.
I mean, they're getting private jets. We're trying to get reimbursed when we go to a training camp. Get $37 for gas to go cover the jets of the Giants.
WFAN's like the WWE, right? I mean, maybe an opportunity.
Hey, so the thing we talk about, I don't know if I know you're a Celtics fan.
Yes.
We know that. God, I hate the
all
Celtics.
Boston. I love everything about Boston because we are the city of champions for a reason.
Cut her mic off.
Look at
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, we got to give it up.
That's right. I put the boss in Boston.
Begrudgingly. Fantastic. With the Celtics and the Red Sox and all the other teams out there. The Patriots for 25 years, basically. By the way, were you a huge Brady Belichick fan?
Yes.
What do you
I
think
love Tom Brady.
Okay, do you love Belichick? Because Belichick always came across so miserable. How does anybody? I know you respect him. How does anybody love Belichick? He's just so boring.
But I have so much respect for him for what he did to the team, for the team, and all the championships he got for the team.
Yeah, you have to.
That duo together is history forever.
And that was the most unexpected championship. Somebody basically 75 years younger than he is. He's dating her.
That's crazy, right?
That's nuts.
Off,
That's
isn't it?
nuts.
So by 75 years, you said?
I mean, I'm kidding, but I think it's like 50-something.
He's 74. She's 20.
23, I think she is.
Actually, might be.
And
whatever.
he's 70-something.
Wow.
It's gross.
We're talking to Mercedes Mone, who's in studio, which is awesome. Big event coming up this weekend out on the island where Sal is from. And, of course, now he's moved over to Jersey.
Yeah, I got off the island. It's horrible. Yeah.
Get there early, although you won't be driving. Somebody will be driving.
The arena's great. Have you wrestled there before?
I've wrestled there before,
Nice
yeah.
Great
arena.
venue.
Yes.
Venue's great. What was it like when you were a free agent? Because we talk about free agency, whether it's Juan Soto or for years the Knicks going after LeBron and other people. The pursuit of a free agent in wrestling, there's only so many different federations or leagues.
Right.
There's a million baseball teams. How did that go? Did you enjoy it? What was it even like?
In a sense, I enjoyed it because I was like, I can't believe how many companies want me so bad and how many lucrative deals that were just put on me on the table. I was like, which one do I choose and which one do I want? But it was also scary at the same time because WWE is WWE. And I was like, do I go back? But my heart was saying, don't go back, go forward. Don't go back, go forward. I just kept hearing that voice in my head, keep going forward, keep going forward. I'm like, but they keep offering me things and they keep asking me to come back. I'm like, Mercedes, go forward. And New Japan came about, CMLL, AEW, and just having the conversation with Tony. It took about 2 years of just having conversations back and forth of, will this work? Is this what I want? Is this what my heart wants? And finally, I think last year I went to All In Wembley and being out there in the crowd and just seeing how 80,000 fans it wasn't WrestleMania, it was AEW All In. I was like, this is where I want to be. I want to be here. And this company just feels so aligned with my soul. So we just kept talking and then got the most amazing contract in wrestling history.
In wrestling history. Do you think if that experience that you just referenced wasn't quite as magnificent that you might not have made the jump? It seems like you needed to see that and feel that to say, all right, I can legitimize making this big move.
Yeah, I mean, I can watch it on TV all day, every week, but I had to be there in person and just to get a sense of the talent, get a sense of the audience, and just get a sense of how they all operated. And out there, I was just like, wow, this is so amazing to have 80,000 fans in the UK. That just let me know that wrestling is just so special and that doesn't have to be one place for wrestling.
BT and Sal on the fan with Mercedes Mone in studio here. Were there, again, I remember when you came up at first with Bayley and Charlotte Flair, like that was a big deal made of the three of you guys up there. And then I'm a fringe wrestling fan, so I'll come in and out of certain things. But I remember reading about some backstage stuff. Maybe you and Trinity, I believe it was. Can you get it? What was going on backstage there?
Well, drama.
The drama, I mean,
it seemed like
for so many years, just everybody wants the tea on that drama. But you're not going to get it unless you buy the book maybe 10 years later.
But something was happening there, clearly.
Of course.
Were you forcing your way a little bit maybe out of the company to where you could have your freedom? Like, just for me, from the outside, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? You were one of the stars that felt like maybe they're not happy with your role being in tag team champion, you guys refusing to do certain things. So there clearly was some issues backstage.
I think for me, like I said, I went from a legit boss to a CEO because I wanted to grow. There was something inside of my soul that says you need to grow. And I wanted to be the CEO of my own life. And there was a light source that just came into my heart that day. It was like, you know what? You got to do what's right for you. And what's happening right now at this moment is not right. So you got to take your life in your hands and go make it happen. Go make your heart happy. Go let them know that what they're doing right now is wrong and show them. And I did. And I had to let them know, like, I am the right one that you messed with that day. And now here I am today, one of the highest paid women in women's wrestling history, the TBS champion, going after the New Japan Strong Women's Championship this Sunday. And I get to do so much of my dreams because of that day that I walked out and trusted my heart.
What's your relationship? I know your husband, does he still work for WWE?
He does.
Okay, so you have your husband still there. And what about your relationship with the others, whether it's Sasha or Charlotte, whatever? How's your relationship now?
I was Sasha.
Excuse me. Or,
I have a great relationship with
Bailey.
myself.
Sorry, Bailey or Charlotte is what I meant. Yeah.
You like Mercedes better.
I was trying not to say it the whole time.
It's okay.
I screwed up. Oh, I hate myself for that.
I have so many friends and family there still in WWE. That place is always going to be a special place in my heart because that's what I grew up watching. That was my goal in life, and I got to accomplish and live out all my dreams there. I can't thank WWE enough for all of the opportunity that they gave me, but I'm here to make more. I'm here to put women's wrestling on the map and make it globalized, so it's not just one place for people to watch women's wrestling. I want people to watch it all over the world, and I want fans to know that there's so many amazing, incredible women performers everywhere. And now that I'm one of the biggest stars, they get to have a little bit more exposure that I'm around.
A little different from when the fabulous Moolah was dropping the boot on somebody back in 1983.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I think she had the belt for like 37 years. Wendy Richter. That was the Cyndi Lauper, the Hulk Hogan situation, of course, WrestleMania, and that's when the music industry intertwined with wrestling and
Rock
really,
and wrestling.
oh God, I mean, it just elevated to levels nobody saw coming, but. God, I see the old footage, and I'm not trying to diss Fabulous Moolah, but just the moves that she did, like what you guys are doing. It's like watching a basketball player dribble with his head down from 1950 to like Jordan throwing back dunks. It's crazy.
It is night and day where women's wrestling is now to even compare to like 20 years ago. The athleticism, just how many women wrestlers are right now just training or trying to get signed or trying to get looked at. I started in FCW with only 8 women signed. Now
and what year was that, real quick?
In 2012.
Gotcha. Keep going.
And now we're here in 2024, and there might be over 40 people down in NXT. We have a roster of maybe 30 people for just the women alone in AEW. And there's hundreds to thousands of women all over the world wrestling right now.
Wow. Do you still get nervous right before you enter the ring? You have to on some level. You have to.
Of course. I always get the chills. I always have to do my rituals of praying right before I go out. I always get nervous because this is still my dream.
Yep.
I still have like this kid inside of me, and fans make me nervous because it's a live audience. You never know what they're going to do. You never know if time's going to get cut or added. And it's such an adrenaline rush when you're out there that this is where we get our high, our energy from.
Who were you a fan of growing up?
Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler.
He was great, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie was the one that I watched, and I was like, I want to be the female version of him. But I also watched New Japan, all Japan women's wrestling growing up, and just seeing women go out there and perform harder than the men, I was like, there's no way. I didn't know women can wrestle like this.
Well, I knew because I used to watch Glow when I was 9 years old. Gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Japanese wrestling compared to Glow, it's night and day.
Is it like sumo or is it more? It's not. No, it's not. It's regular.
It's regular wrestling.
Really?
And they were going out there and doing stuff that has never been done before. A lot of the guys and a lot of the moves that you see today are moves that they stole from the women back in the 90s.
Interesting. So there's two types, like when I look at, and I'm much more old school in terms of my affinity for the sport, right? As I've said a few times, but I've caught up, whether it's Vice or A&E, all these great programs. I've seen every single one. They're phenomenal. So I've learned things that maybe I didn't watch in real time when I kind of checked out. And when somebody asks me like my favorite wrestlers, there's two lists. There's in the ring, and then there's on the mic.
Yeah.
And like on the mic, somebody like Roddy Piper, Jake Roberts, all-time Ric Flair, phenomenal in the ring. Maybe more like a Steamboat, a Savage, even though I love Savage on the mic as well. When you get prepared to do a promo, right? And it's not that different than doing a radio show. There's things going on in your life, and there's certain days where we feel on top of the world, and certain days where we're bogged down by kids or life, whatever. We don't feel well. How do you, when you're trying to cut a great promo and it's not there, it's not happening for you? What's your process to pull out your best stuff? What do you do?
To me, it's just knowing that you're performing for millions of people watching at home.
But that can make it tougher if it's not there. Make it more stressful almost, right?
But you also have to let yourself know, like, this is not for you, it's for them. So sometimes the words that you get won't matter, it's how you say them. And it's the feeling that you want the fans to feel. So even if the words on the script are not right, it's like, what's the feeling that I want the fans to feel with the words that I'm saying? So it could be all like not the right ones, but it's just the feeling alone when you go out there, and then tension. That makes everything the best.
So it's almost less about what you're saying and how you're presenting it.
Exactly.
I got you. Well, that makes sense.
What was your relationship like with Vince?
I had a great relationship with him. I mean, I feel like me and Bailey really took over the pandemic era, and that's felt like the relationship really, really grew, that he knew he can count on us and trust on us, and so much so that he gave me the opportunity to main event WrestleMania 37, which was one of my biggest dreams, so big that I didn't even think that was possible at all. There's some dreams that are just so big, they're like, nah, that's not gonna happen. It happened. It happened because if you manifest something, if you work so hard for something, you can achieve anything and everything. And I knew that year, before even WrestleMania was gonna be there, that WrestleMania 37, I told myself, this is the year that I'm gonna main event.
All right, take a look at us here.
Oh, God,
No,
don't do
no,
this.
no, no,
BT
stop,
and
stop.
Sal, we're in
Who's
studio
Peter?
with Mercedes,
Who's
Mercedes
the heel?
Mone.
Who's the heel?
Okay.
And who's the baby face?
Come on.
You're the baby face because of that cute smile and
Oh,
the pink shirt. And
thank you.
definitely you're the heel. You have just such a deeper voice, and you got a little Bill
More
Goldberg
masculine is
going
what
on.
you're saying. I'm
Bill
tougher, you know.
Goldberg.
Oh, Goldberg.
Ooh,
Did you ever call that
Goldberg,
before?
really?
You got a little Goldberg going on.
I never heard
You
that
gotta be a
before.
little bit more Jacker.
We saying all the white guys look alike? Is that
could
what we're
be
saying?
Gilbert from WCW.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows that one, but Goldberg,
No.
the knockoff Goldberg. I think you're right.
Right.
Yes, I think you're right.
It'll be
I just got
Gilbert,
dissed and I'm
Ken,
laughing
and
at
Goldberg.
myself. I don't know if I like the way that turned here.
How is your health? Because I do remember from when I was watching you, you had some issues with the back, if I'm not mistaken, getting thrown around that ring there. Or
I mean, you can have issues anytime. I've had many injuries before, but I just came back from an ankle injury.
Okay.
Where I was out for almost a year.
and you're healthy now, 100%.
Not only am I healthy, I'm the TBS
I know, I see it, all
champion.
right, I
So
see
yes,
it.
I'm 110%, and I feel better than ever.
Now, when you say the other belt is purple, that's one that you're trying to win on Sunday night?
Yes, the New Japan Strong title.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. The New Japan, what is it?
New Japan Strong.
And this is at All Elite Wrestling's Forbidden Door that's taking place this Sunday live from UBS Arena at Belmont Park. Tickets available via Ticketmaster.com. And the event is going to air live on pay-per-view. This is your first pay-per-view with AEW?
My second
Your
pay-per-view.
second, okay. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Mercedes Mone. How's Snoop doing?
He's higher than ever. He's higher than ever.
Is he
getting high
ever,
with him?
not high? Honestly, he
course.
wakes up, he just bangs it back right away. Is
Oh,
he
yeah.
never not high?
I don't think so. I don't think there's been a day where he hasn't smoked, but that's what helps
Really?
him.
It's worked for him.
How do you function like that? I know he.
Have you tried it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you function on
I've never done it in my life.
Yeah, but it doesn't work for some people.
Not the stuff that he's smoking, I'm sure.
Oh, no. Yeah. He probably has a potency of
35,
1,000.
40%,
Who knows?
50%
Proof. Yeah.
THC.
I think I am
my
the
God.
baby face now that I think about it. I've never done it in my life.
Oh, but he's
How about
the
that?
heel now. Boom!
Yeah,
get out
get
of
him
here!
out of here. It didn't take long to
Get
come over
outta
here. You see
here.
Lakana?
Give me your favorite opponent.
Of all time?
Yeah.
That's easy for me. Bailey's my favorite opponent of all time. But I really think this Sunday I don't know, that she might surpass that. When I wrestled Stephanie last year, I was like, ooh, this girl is good. I never wrestled her before. I just stepped into the ring.
Yep.
She has a different language. We couldn't speak the same language, but just the universal language of wrestling, just from a lockup alone, you're like, oh, this girl is good.
Well, people, Mercedes.
Bailey's not going to like that.
She's not going to like that at all. She's not.
You could tell right away. Like, I didn't know him necessarily right from the lockup there, but it's like a dance. And
is.
you would know conversely when you're in there with somebody that you have no ring chemistry with, you're like, oh, God, we got to keep doing this for 15 more minutes. Well, that's got to be a struggle when you know it's not a good fit, or she or he is not technically sound or willing to take chances.
Yeah.
That's got to stink.
It is hard. It is hard to work with people that you don't feel like you have chemistry with. But I feel like for me, I do have a chemistry with a lot of people. I'm able to put anything aside just for the business of the match. There's probably one or two people where I'm like, please don't let me wrestle her. She's so dry. She doesn't give me anything. I can't think of anything fun.
Yeah.
But here in AEW, it's not like that. Everybody that I've been wrestling so far have just been bringing me and giving me different ideas.
Who's that, like Carmella? Who are we talking about?
I'm not telling you any names. I had an amazing match with Carmella.
Oh, okay. I just threw one out that I remember.
We've had a great match before. We've tore down the house together.
Okay.
I'm talking about other people.
You can't give us a name.
Come on, gotta get one.
Yeah,
Gotta get one.
Keep on guessing.
Come on, boss.
Go back and watch my matches, and you can probably
We'll do.
see.
All right, fair enough.
You got the outfit all set for Sunday? Ready to
I do.
roll?
Outfit, hair ready, nails. I'm excited.
Now,
I'm ready to go.
Your husband, he makes the outfits? I forget what the exact...
A gear maker.
A gear maker, okay.
He's made a lot of my outfits. I've been trying so many different gear makers now because I just wanted to evolve my looks and my outfits. So I have so many gear makers. I have so many jacket makers. That's like one of my funnest parts about wrestling is the dressing up and the costumes and being larger than life and seeing what you can create to go out there for the fans to see.
What's that like being like superstar famous?
Fun. Sometimes it gets a little scary sometimes with some fans, but overall it's been a lot of fun because it's so cool to be a women's wrestler and to have male fans and little girls be like, I love you, I want to be like you, or male wrestlers or male fans being like, you're a wrestler? No way. And then they see my match and like, oh shit, she's a good wrestler, you know?
Getting harassed at airports and stuff?
Yeah, it sucks.
I think you were on the private jet, though, so you don't have to deal with the airport stuff.
Here and there. I get to pick and choose when I want to use the jet.
Well,
I can't
I
use
would
it
pick and
every
choose
single
always.
week.
Are you somebody that signs stuff? Like, because for me, I understand when I see these videos that go viral where you're getting harassed, not you specifically, but wrestlers getting harassed at airports. Hey, could you sign this, sign this? But it's a fine line between disappointing a fan and also not being taken advantage of. I understand if you would just walk past and be like, leave me the hell alone. Where are you at with the airport stuff?
Well, I've talked about this in the past and got harassed by saying I don't sign at the airports.
Good for you.
For me, that's stalking because you shouldn't know when I land, what flight I'm on. Same thing at the hotels. If you're finding out what hotel I'm staying at, no.
That's not cool.
It's crossing a line.
You can come to the arena early and wait outside, and I'm always there, willing and ready to sign. At autograph signings, I'm ready and happy to sign and meet my fans. But when it comes to that just personal space of coming off a flight after traveling for so long, and you're not even in your character mode, you know, you don't want to get handed a bunch of stuff that you know it's not even for them. They're going to put that out on eBay so they can make their money.
Right.
So it doesn't even feel genuine sometimes at all. So I always give a nice little, no thank you.
Yeah.
Good for
And
you.
they love
You got
that.
to play
They
the
go,
game.
oh, that's, no thank you. I'm like, no thank you.
All right, well, listen, tell your friends up in Boston we're coming for you.
Okay.
Knicks have reloaded.
And you let them know that I'm ready.
You look ready. We're not surprised. Sunday's going to be awesome. Mercedes Mone here. She is the AEW TVS champion. UBS Arena, Belmont Park. Tickets, Ticketmaster.com. Live on pay-per-view. Good stuff. We got to get a picture with that belt, by the way. Got to get some pics.